issues. We will get it back up and running as soon as we can.
From Coral Seymour Memorial Park in Kenai, Alaska, it is game number 21 as the Chinooks taking on the Peninsula Oilers in the second game of a three-game set here on the Kenai Peninsula. The Chinooks falling to the Oilers last night with a narrow 2-1 score. And Garrett Mansfield here alongside my broadcast partner Andrew Alex. And Andrew, Fish looking to bounce back after a quick turnaround now, going from a night game to a day game today.
Yes, Garrett, and yesterday was a tough pill to swallow if you're the Chinooks, losing by a score of 2-1 with the winning second run coming off an inning where that was highlighted by a hit by pitch and then two bar sacrifice. The run that ended up being the game-winning run. Now, if you're Michael Fairchild, I can't understand how you sleep at night after that one. Pitching such a good game, only allowing 2 runs and taking the loss. But that's kind of just been a theme for the Chinooks this year. So behind Lucas Hamling, the Fish are going to have to do something offensively to back up their pitcher. Garrett?
Yeah, starting out for the Oilers tonight on the mound is Matt Allen, right-hander out of Colorado Mesa. And he will face Patrick Cromwell to begin tonight's ball game. Left-handed batter's box for the Chinooks. First pitch is high and outside for ball 1. We are underway. 2:04 is tonight's first pitch. Sunny, partly cloudy, mostly overcast skies now. Was sunny during batting practice. Cromwell takes strike 1, makes it a 1-1 count. 68 degrees here on the Kenai Peninsula for the second game of a 3-game set for the Chinooks and the Oilers. Chinooks wearing their red tops, navy letters and numbers, the gray pants. Allen delivers that one high and outside to Cromwell. Going with the blue caps today. Opting to go away from the camel. Oilers in all home white. Red script Oilers across the chest in letters and numerals. And Allen pulling up the delivery misses, makes it a 2-2 count. Allen showing off the red stockings underneath the pant legs as well. Cromwell rolls that one towards second base. There is Jordan Washam. He's got it and throws out Cromwell to begin tonight's ball game. Rest of the Chinooks order right here. Hope Davis hitting second behind him. Caden Owens will play in center field and hit third. Michael Stodiger, the first baseman, hitting fourth. Tyler Boxwell will do the catching. He hits fifth. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Caleb Potter. Then Hunter Hanks will play shortstop and hit seventh. Batting eighth is Will Bass at second base. And then Cameron Baranek will return to the lineup for the Fish, playing in left field tonight. We'll have more on Baranek later on. First offering to Holt Davis on the outside part of the plate from Matt Allen. Defensively, the Oilers go with Bennett Oliver at first, Jordan Washam at second, Jimmy Galuski at short, Ted Boakey back in the lineup at the 0-1 to Davis. Downstairs makes it a 1-1 count. Brett Diaz does the catching. Brian Room in right. James Folks in center. Billy Wilson in left. The 1-1 offering, and Davis bangs that ball foul to the right side and out of play. Starter, Matt Allen. He is 2-0 on the season, a 1.64 ERA. Just his third start for the Oilers. The 1-2 to Davis. Breaking ball outside corner, called strike 3. So Davis down on strikes for the second out of the inning. Brings up Caden Owens, the Chinooks center fielder today. That's just the fourth strikeout of the season for Matt Allen. Not really much of a strikeout, but he was able to get Holt Davis looking. Good breaking ball on the outer part of the plate. Owens comes in hitting 196. His last 7 games, he's 0 for 14. But he leads the team with 10 walks, misses upstairs, ball 1.
And Jordan Vieira opting to keep Caden Owens in the lineup because of the threat that he provides on the base path. Probably next to Cameron Baranek, maybe probably the best base runner on the team. And when he's on, he's always a threat to score and, picking up walks and hits any way he can. He's a threat to get on. And not to mention, the 0 for 14 kind of misleading because he has been playing a little bit banged up as of late.
Yep. Speaking of banged up, on top of all of that, he forgot his red uniform to the trip, so he is wearing the number 21 today, sported usually by Connor Menez, and Jordan Vieira at third base had to confirm that with the home plate umpire, James Ainsworth, today. Here's the 1-0, and that's going to be in the zone to Caden Owens. So a 1-1 count, and Matt Allen working a strong first inning against the Chinooks 9 today. The 1-1 misses high to Owens, makes it 2-1. Matt Allen, 6 pounds. Colorado makes. Here's the 2-1. Owens takes that ball all the way, a little bit low, makes it 3-1. Allen is from Colorado. Fort Collins is his hometown. Made 7 starts for the Mavericks this year. Went 7-1. And Owens bounces that ball to short. Jimmy Galuski is there, and he fires across the diamond and picked out of the dirt. Bennett Oliver is there, and that is how the Chinooks go down in order to lead off the ball game. And that'll bring up the Peninsula Oilers to the plate for the first time tonight against Lucas Hamelink, the starter for the Chinooks. Hamelink is just 1-1 through 5 starts, 5th one being today. The ERA stands at 3.66, and he will face the following lineup from the Peninsula Oilers. Jordan Washam will lead things off at second base. Alex Seifert, designated hitter, hitting second. Hitting third, the first baseman, Bennett Oliver. Then Ted Bokey will bat cleanup at third base. Then Brian Room in right field will hit 5th, batting 6th. The catcher, Brent Diaz. And Billy Wilson, the left fielder, will hit 7th, hitting 8th. The shortstop, Jimmy Galuski. And then James Folks will round out the order and play center field. Lucas Hamelink getting the starting nod for the Chinooks, 6'3", 190 out of Hillsdale College. Teammates with Shane Armstrong at Hillsdale. And Hamelink, Andrew, coming off of a tough outing his last time to the mound.
Yeah, Lucas Hamelink, one of the Chinooks' best pitchers on the staff. But as of recently, some of the stars for Hamelink have been those fallen victim to those games where the offense just hasn't produced and then putting not his best. But looking to bounce back here tonight, and as long as he can keep his stuff on point, he doesn't throw the team, but he is one of those control guys, very, very similar to the way Shane Armstrong pitches. So I talked to Hamelink, and he's ready to go. Getting some extra sleep as some of the guys stayed up later. Hamelink called it quits at about 10 p.m. last night, walking into the guys in the common room at the bingo hall saying good night. 10 p.m. So he's rested up. He's ready to go. Let's see how his stuff looks.
Behind Hamelink defensively tonight, Stoudinger will be down at first base. Wilkes at shortstop, Patrick Cromwell at third. The same infield as you last night. The only change is Tyler Foxwell behind the Baronic gets his first start in left field. And then Caden Owens will man center. Caleb Potter out in right. So Jordan Washam, a .327 hitter for the Oilers. And the best hitting team in the league by 1 percentage point over the Matsu Miners. The Miners hitting .271 as a team. Oilers .272. So Hamelink is ready. The first offering to Washam inside and hit him. Not a good start for Hamelink, drilling the first hitter he sees. And that'll quickly bring up Alex Seifert. Seifert went 1 for 2.
And Hamelink seemed to have just lost that one. First pitch of the ball game plunks him in the leg. Like you said, Garrett, not the start Lucas was looking for there.
So infield will play at double play depth early. Cromwell pinched in at third. There's the right-handed hitter. Seifert stands in there. First offering goes high and inside, ball 1. Lucas Hamelink, through 19 2/3 innings of work, has struck out 13 and walked 5. So just 5 walks on the year. Losing control on the first pitch. Hamelink comes set, check back at first. Washam returns, head first slide.
And Garrett, I mentioned yesterday, Lucas Hamelink takes no risks on the base path, probably throws back more than any of staff.
The Augusta, Michigan native comes set, letter high, fires home, and Cypher fouls that one right over us behind home plate. He evens the count up at 1-1. Hammelink, he'll be a senior next year, looking to take over as the ace of that staff at Hillsdale College. As Shane Armstrong will Hillsdale in the fall, but
only for academics.
Will not be playing baseball. 1-1 is the offering. As Hamlin taking a long hold. Time is called. Pitch won't count as Cypher takes a call of time. Hamlin went 3-6 over 9 starts for Hillsdale this last year. Fast. Here's the 1-1, and there's a pitch in the zone. Side edge.
And Lucas Hamlin's season at Hillsdale was kind of the tale of two different seasons. He started off really hot in the beginning, and then a couple blow-up games towards the end kind of ruined his stat line, but all indications show that he has it back now here in Alaska.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Washam goes, and the pitch is fouled off by Seifert along the right side out of play.
OSK-OMSI.
Not positive on the dimensions down the lines, but just 395 to center field. A 10-foot ball that goes all the way around between the foul poles. Spins, tucked away. In foul ground. Along each side. Plenty of seating at Coral Seymour for the Oilers for some time. Breaking ball, Hamlin, and did he go around? Yes, he did, says the home plate umpire Jim Ainsworth. And that'll be the first strikeout of the day for Lucas Hamlin. Bringing up Bennett Oliver. Central Missouri playing first base again for the Oilers. Had an 0-for-4 night a night ago. As the Oilers pumping out 2 runs on 7 hits. 4 of them were in the infield. Outside, first offering from Hamlin, fouled up and over the screen as the runner at first, Washam, took off of Lucas Hamlin. Hamlin played in the great summer league last summer with the Xenia Scouts, another organization part of Athletes in Action Baseball. As the Chinooks have a handful of guys that have not played their first year in AIA this year. Handful with the Ridgeman before. 0-1, high and outside to Oliver.
Link in Xenia, part of a staff that featured Jason Carkenny and Connor Menez.
Not a bad starting rotation right there. So 1-1 is the keeper here. Oliver hitting .213. Yes, struck out 11 times at the plate so far. It's going to be Mitt throw down to second, and Tyler Boxwell punches out Washam at second base.
America runs on Duncan, but nobody runs on Tyler Boxwell.
I like it. A 2-1 offering now for Hamlin, and the leadoff hit by pitch is now off the board. But he still has one task remaining in Bennett Oliver. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Hamlin, hit in the air. Third base side and well out of play. 2-2. Central Missouri, located in Warrensburg, Missouri. The Mid-America Intercollegiate Athletic Association.
Not the Mid-American Conference.
Nothing close. Here's the 2-2 down the right side and out of play. Stay at 2-2. But it is the same conference that Southwest Baptist is in. The university that bench coach, former Gold Panter, Cody Crutcher, is the assistant coach at. Here's the 2-2 to Oliver. Swan side, and that's going to loop foul out of play. We'll stay at 2-2 yet again. So Hamlin really laboring through this at-bat with Bennett Oliver. Kind of a long, potentially 1-2-3 inning, but Oliver hanging tough. Hamelink is ready. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he goes down swinging, and that retires the side for the Oilers in the first. After one, we have no score from Coral Seymour Park in Kenai. And we'll take a quick break. Second inning coming up on Chinooks Radio. Michael Staudinger, first pitch strike from Matt Allen as he is in the box to lead off this second inning for the Chinooks. Allen kicks and deals, and Staudinger hits this one the other way to left, but not very deep. Ranging in is Billy Wilson. He's near the line and makes the catch for out number one. Boxwell and Potter will follow here.
Now back for the Chinooks, number 15, Tyler Boxwell.
So Tyler Boxwell standing in, getting the day off yesterday, takes breaking ball inside from Matt Allen, and Andrew quite often refers to him as the master of disguise. Well, he has sneakily gone to the top of the Chinooks stat sheet. Takes that pitch outside 2-0 is the count now on Boxwell. Gone to the top of the stat sheet and hitting at .355. Thanks to 3 doubles and 6 RBIs. Takes that pitch right down the pipeline.
And
makes it a 2-1 pitch.
And Boxwell really has been summoning his Energico this past couple of weeks, and the results have been good for him at the plate.
2-1 pitch from Allen. That's chopped foul to the left side and will just get out of the range of the third baseman, Ted Bokey. And he will flip that one into the beer gardens along the left field line. Pretty good crowd out there along the left field line in front and between their dugout. I actually don't think there's much seating out there left on a Sunday afternoon in Kenai. So Boxwell evened up at 2-2 with Matt Allen. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Hits that one the other way. This could be trouble, but Billy Wilson comes in and catches the bloop job in shallow left center field. 2 down for the Chinooks in the second. Bringing up Caleb Potter.
Number 32, Caleb Potter.
Potter. Teammate of Connor Dotson or Shane Ennis and shortstop Jimmy Galuski of the Oilers at Western. Jackson Kramer of the Chinooks from last year. Breaking ball from Allen upstairs above the letters to Caleb Potter, and he was putting on an impressive display during batting practice between himself and Jacob Ropes and always Andrew Mogg. There's a pitch in the zone, 1-1.
We're still waiting on Caleb to really get under one and put one out of here. We know he can. Just a matter of time.
1-1. Off-speed pitch misses high from Matt Allen. Makes it a 2-1 count on Potter. Of course, we were waiting on Jackson Kramer to do the same last year and ended up having a tremendous summer. Here's the 2-1. Potter yanks that one foul towards third base coach Jordan Vieira, but it'll go foul, so evens up the count at 2-2. Potter hitting 188 went 1 for 4 last night, but getting on base at a 325 clip. The 2-2 hit sharply to second base. Washam, though, gobbles it up and throws on to first base to retire the side, so the Chinooks go quietly again in the second. And that'll force Lucas Hamelink to come back out and match it from Matt Allen, who has pitched 2 superb innings for the Peninsula Oilers all of a sudden. That gives us a chance to get you caught up on the upcoming schedule. The Chinooks will be back home on face the Glacier Pilots and the Gold Panthers and have an off day. Or excuse me, they won't have the off day Thursday. It's actually shifted to Friday if you have the program schedule in front of you. All of those games will be 7 o'clock starts, as the final game of this 3-game set with the Oilers will be right here tomorrow night, a 7 o'clock start. And just want to get a check on any promotions coming up. But Andrew, a pretty good stretch for the Chinooks coming up, and very crucial if they want to keep up in the National League race. And they got to start making up some ground.
And yeah, Garrett, I was talking about this with you earlier off air. This is a huge 11-game stretch between yesterday, I should say, and the All-Star break. And they're going to see a couple games from pretty much every team. They're going to see 3 games with the Oilers, 3 games with the Pilots, 3 games with the Matsu Miners, and then a game apiece with the Anchorage Bucks and the Alaska Gold Panthers. So getting a little taste of everyone during this 11-game stretch. And if they can come out of this game with this streak with a successful mark of 7-4, or even maybe 6-5, they could be in position to eventually going into the last quarter of the season, giving the Matsu Miners a run for their money for that National League divisional crown. But take it game by game, I suppose, and back to the task at hand here in Kenai.
They'll have to put some work together. Of course, trouble against tonight, but the Oilers making the most out of their 7 hits. First offering from Hamelink to Ted Boki in the bottom of inning number 2 is high, ball 1. Boki, it's a couple of home runs, tied for the league lead. A 3-way battle right now between Stephen Trosclair, Andrew Mogg, and the man at the plate right here. Hamelink winds it up. The pitch to the right-handed cleanup hitter is fouled right over the screen. Makes it a 1-1 count.
And Boki's home runs came on consecutive days. One of them on the 30th of June, the second the next day on the 1st of July.
What better place to do that than Fairbanks? Boki stands back in, looks at the 1-1 from Hamelink, makes it a 2-1 offering now. Boki, a California native, an honorable mention in the West Coast Conference and an all-freshman in 2014. That pitch is bounced bound towards the Chinooks dugout on the third base side. Foul. The count goes to 2-2. He had 6 home runs at Loyola Marymount, and pretty impressive at that ballpark with a big left field wall. Of course, not all of them came at home. As a right-handed hitter, kind of tough to do. There's the 2-2 pitch from Hamelink, breaking ball. He bends out of the way of that one, makes it a full count on Ted Boki. Boki's dad actually played lacrosse at UC Irvine, just up the way in Irvine, California from LA. And boy, did he have the final pick of schools. Here's the payoff pitch to Boki. Hits us softly on the infield. Hamelink is there in the baseline, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So that was could have been an interesting call. One of those interesting things we see in the Alaska Baseball League if Hamelink wouldn't have come up with that. Here's Brian Room hitting from the left side at Cal Baptist.
065.
Oh, Brian Room, 1 for 4 yesterday. Left-handed hitter from hitting out of an open stance, takes first pitch strike from Lucas Hamelink. begin his at-bat. One gone for the Oilers here in the bottom of inning number 2. Scoreless at Coral Seymour Park. That hit pitches off the end of the bat towards third baseman Patrick Cromwell. He's got it from deep third. The throw is in plenty of time for the second out of the inning. So Hamelink, after hitting the first batter of this ball game, has settled in nicely to make the next 5 outs.
For the Oilers from Louisiana Tech, Brent Diaz.
Brent Diaz will step in, the catcher at a Louisiana Tech.
And that bingo number posted
Showed up as a
is
pinch hitter last night. He
N33.
was 0 for 1. Hit .233 with the Bulldogs at Louisiana Tech this last season. Here's the first offering from Hamelink. He kicks and fires home, and Diaz hits that one towards left, but Cameron Baranek is in the gap and is under this one to make the out, and the Chinooks hold the Oilers scoreless yet again through 2. So a scoreless game. We head to the third here on Chinooks Radio. We'll be back in a minute. Lead off the third inning for the Chinooks, as Matt Allen has cut through the Chinooks order so far today in the first 2 innings. He kicks and fires to Hanks. That's downstairs, ball 1. Hanks was showing bunt but pulled back. Hanks 1 for 2 with a walk yesterday, hitting just 1. That's poked in the shallow right center field. Going back is Washam, and then the right fielder Brian Room comes in on Hunter Hanks. So 7 up, 7 down for Matt Allen.
And with Matt Allen so far, we can kind of he's had a sub-2 ERA with only striking out 4 guys on the season.
Number 6, Will Bass.
That's not he's not going to overpower you. But he is a control pitcher, and he's been using it so well. 8 up, 8 down.
Second baseman Will Bass takes a first pitch just under the arms for ball 1 from Matt. Will Bass hitting up to 176 now. He's 4 for 11 in July, and he hits that one the other way, or to Washam at right field, and gets Will Bass to ground out.
That was a heck of a play, Garrett.
Ranging towards the hole.
Now, number 7, Cameron Baranek.
And that's one thing that Washam has shown so far in this range to the gloves. Cameron Baranek, the first at-bat in over 10 games for inside a slider. Ball 1. Baranek has missed 10 games, and the Chinooks have gone 2-8 over that span. Here's the 1-0, and he yanks that over there is Room and makes the catch in the alley for the third out of the inning. So the Fish go quickly through the third inning. And we were talking about Baranek off air a little bit, getting his first action. And he's at the first pitch he sees, or the second pitch he sees. And despite being out for 10 games, or much of 10 games, it was the the 10th game that he was injured in
Got
the
hurt in
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the first inning, and he's still leading the team with runs scored in 10. So that tells you a lot about what his production is like as an offensive player, and from the top of the order, that's kind of what his go-to is, and that's what he was relied upon to do and hit extremely well through the 8-game winning streak the Chinooks had, and just one of those guys they really like to have, but moved him over the left field now and down in the number 9 hole in the order that kind of limit his mobility a little bit right now.
And the Chinooks and their faithful, have something to think about now with Barana getting back into the lineup. I know I was up here just writing down the looking up some stuff for the broadcast, and Garrett walks in and says, "It's out, baby," and I just knew that old Cam Baronic is going to be back in the lineup, and his run production. There's so much you can say for this guy. It's hard to point his skill towards one thing. Out there, normally the center fielder, he's such a great quarterback there in the outfield, and then even when he doesn't hit, he does always manage a way to get on base, and that's why he's leading the team in runs scored, Garrett.
He had his uniform on and ready to go by 10:30 this morning. He was to get back into the lineup. Bringing up Billy Wilson, bottom third of the Oilers order, due up here, and Wilson, another player out of Loyola Marymount, representing the Lions. As he'll face Lucas Hamlink, left-handed hitter, hits out of a very open stance. Here's the first offering from Hamlink, and Wilson, first pitch swinging, fouls it off, third base side. Cromwell and Boxwell give it a look, and it'll go just out of play behind the Chinooks dugout.
And Garrett was talking about the field over there at Loyola Marymount George Page Stadium. Page spelled the exact same way as Grant Page. And Garrett was talking about that left field wall. The Mikos Blue Monster, as they call it, stands 130 feet wide, 37 feet tall.
Exact replica of the Green Monster. Here's the 0-1. Wilson bangs that ball right back up the middle. And there's the first hit of the ball game. Billy Wilson, go figure, 2 for 3 yesterday. Staying hot with a single to lead off the third. He can certainly fly. He does have 6 stolen bases already, and he'll be at first base with an opportunity to have some more.
And that bingo number, folks, is B1.
Jimmy Galuski out of West Virginia, playing shortstop again today. Went 0 for 3 with a walk last night. As Hamlink, righty-righty matchup here, is ready. Let's check over at first in time. There's a throw over there to Stottinger at first. Wilson back with a head-first dive. Galuski, a West Virginia native and athlete. Teammates with Caleb Potter over there. Hamlink. Long pause here. Now he kicks and fires. Wilson goes, and the ball is hit in the shallow right field. Coming in is Potter, and he makes the catch on his teammate at West Virginia for the first out of the inning. So give that
his roommate at that.
Yeah, also his roommate there. Now here's James Foltz. Foltz is a
And that next bingo number is N34.
senior at South Carolina Upstate. As he will dig back in. Hitting a 304 at the bottom of the order. Hit it with 11 to the team. Unbelievable. Hamlink with a check at first. Of course, as somebody that once led his team number 9 hitter in RBIs, I can understand how difficult that is to do. And Hamlink and Folks called time, and Hamlink didn't see it offered and throws one to the backstop. Almost got him in the head.
That was kind of a weird situation, Garrett. And
Did get time called, but Hamlink just kind of put up his hand like, sorry, man, did not mean for that to happen, especially when he called time. So Hamlink really slowing down the run game of Wilson, but Wilson, you can see, kind of got in the head of him right there. So he's away from first base. Again, Hamlink with a check of him, how he comes set. Letter high. Boxwell setting up outside. The offering is going to be just off the outside corner for ball 1. But James Folks does have 11 strikeouts, went 2 for 4 with an RBI double yesterday to get Wilson home for the first run of the game. Hamlink, another throw over, and Steininger puts the tag on, but it's just late, says Tim Davis out there in the field.
And let the delayed calls be at first base today.
So a ball, no strikes, James Folks. The throw is not outside, and a quick throw over the first best box will try to throw behind the runner. Not in time, so still a 2-0 count. Wilson stays at first. As Hamlink not forgetting about that base runner. He knows the threat he can cause. Over to Steininger at first, not in time. Hamlink worked an unconventional 1-2-3 first inning. Snapped the Oilers before Wilson singled the lead off the inning, and Hamlink nips the outside corner for a strike, makes it a 2-1 count. On what began as a very beautiful day in Kenai, good temperature, 68 degrees. Overcast skies have now taken over to provide some shade. The pitch is in there, and the throw down to second is not in time. Wilson steals on the 2-1. So a runner at second base for the Oilers now, his seventh, or make that his seventh stolen base of the year is Billy Wilson.
And the tag just not down in time there from Will Bass.
Bottom runner today. And Jordan Washam get the second out of the first. So 2-2 to James Folks. Hamlink checking Wilson at second now. He takes off the ball 3, so Wilson will swipe third.
The first stolen base number was G55.
Now Lucas Hamlink in a bit of trouble. One out, runner on third.
Payoff pitch coming from Hamlink. Here it comes, and strike 3 called. James Amesworth rings up James Folks. He was waiting around to get aboard. That brings up the top of the order in Jordan Washam. He was hit by the first pitch at the bottom of the first.
Number 19, Jordan Washam.
Has played a tremendous second base in this series.
Correction, folks. The number was G52, not G55.
So Jordan Washam hitting .327 coming into play. He holds that average here at the plate right now. First offering from Hamlink paints the outside corner for a no score from Coral Seymour Park in Kenai, Alaska. But Billy Wilson 90 feet away to give the Oilers a lead. That's grounded back to the pitcher, Hamlink, and he gloves it. Now underhand flip to Steininger at first base, retires the side of the third. After the Chinooks and the Oilers are scoreless. As the Fish will come to bat in the fourth, we'll be right back. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball.
Chinooks number 8, Patrick Cromwell.
And we are in the top of the fourth inning here at Seymour Memorial Ballpark. Andrew Alex, Garrett Mansfield here in a scoreless ball game. And leading things off for the Chinooks in the top of the fourth is going to be Patrick Cromwell on the first pitch, but pulls back quickly and takes ball 1. Cromwell, his first time up, grounded out to the second baseman. Cromwell showing bunt again and pulling back in time again. The count 2-0. And Cromwell on the year batting 148, but he's been heating up as of late. 1 for 4 yesterday. The pitch. And Cromwell grounds that one to the second baseman, Washam. The throw to first will be in time for the first out of the inning. So 10 up, 10 down for Oilers pitcher Matt Allen. And now with his second shot at him is going to be Holt Davis.
Holt Davis.
Davis went down looking. His first time up. The only strikeout of the day for Matt Allen. Allen delivers. Breaking ball on the outside, ball 1. The count moves 1-0. Holt Davis out of the University of Alabama. And Davis takes that one in there for a called strike. The count evens up 1-1. Davis will be the designated hitter in today's ball game. Takes upstairs. Off zone. A called strike. So the count 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here. A scoreless ball game in Kenai. The pitch and breaking ball in the dirt on the outside. The count 2-2 now. So the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Matt Allen delivers, and Holt Davis fouls that one out of play down the first base side.
Sponsor Oilers Booster Club.
So he gets another shot at it here. The 2-2 pitch. Curveball upstairs. And almost chin music there on Holt Davis. For the designated hitter out of UAB, sets, delivers the 3-2. And they rung him up. Tim Ainsworth says strike 3, a very close pitch on the inside, and Holt Davis doesn't look too happy about it. Heads back to the Chinooks dugout. And now the batter is going to be Caden Owens.
Now batting number 21, Caden Owens.
Owens yesterday went 0 for 1. Went down looking for the final out of yesterday's ballgame. The first pitch to Caden Owens. Up and away in the zone, ball 1. Check that, strike 1. The 0-1. And curveball on the outside evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning in a scoreless ball game between the Chinooks and the Peninsula Oilers. The pitch, and Owens rips that one into right field, a base hit, the first hit of the ball game for the Chinooks, and Caden Owens breaks his streak.
Now batting number 24, Mike Stottinger.
And that was not only the Chinooks' first hit of the game, the Chinooks' first base runner of the game. And now the man tasked with the job to try to get him around is going to be Michael Stottinger. Stottinger yesterday went 0 for 3. First pitch to Stotts upstairs, ball 1. The Chinooks at 500 right now, trying to not fall to below 500 for the first time since they were 1-2. The pitch. And Stottinger rips that one into deep right field. Back, and that's going to bounce at the wall. Coming around third to score is going to be Caden Owens. And Caden Owens scores, and Stottinger is standing at second with a double. And just like that, the Chinooks lead by a score of 1-0. Michael Stottinger about 1 foot away from putting that one out of here. And Big Stodds gives the Chinooks there.
Batting number 15, Tyler Boxwell.
And that's going to bring out the master of disguise, Tyler Boxwell. The first pitch to Boxwell. He's upstairs, ball one, and now the catcher Diaz is going to go have a meeting with his pitcher. Matt Allen. 12 up, 12 down. Is now in here, and he's losing in this ball game now by a score of 1-0. So from a psychological standpoint, if you're Matt, it's got to be a tough one. The count 0-1 to Pistachio Disguisey. Tyler Boxwell. And Boxwell fouls that one back. One ball, one strike, 2 outs here. The Chinooks getting a little bit of a 2-out rally with a single and a double from Michael Staudinger to drive in the run. Stauds leads at second. The pitch to Boxwell. And that's going to advance to third there. So now a base hit from Tyler Boxwell. Anything into the outfield is going to bring home Michael Staudinger and extend the Chinooks lead. The count 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here. The Chinooks lead 1-0. The pitch from Matt Allen. And that's going to be on the outside, ball 3. So a hitter's count here for Tyler Boxwell.
And he's not missing by much in that outside part of the plate, though. Has not been getting the calls, but good consistency from our home plate umpire, James Amesworth, today.
The 3-1 pitch. And Boxwell grounds that one right back to the pitcher, Allen. The throw to first in time for the 3rd out of the inning. Put on one with a 2-out rally, a single from Caden Owens, and then an RBI double from Michael Staudinger, giving the Chinooks the early lead in this game. And now Lucas Hamelink with a lead, not much of one, but a lead nonetheless to work with here as we go into the bottom of the 4th inning.
Fans, the Peninsula Oilers would like to thank our veterans for their service to our country. Any active duty
and Lucas Hamelink coming back out here.
Please stand.
And Lucas Hamelink on his off days works as the warm-up catcher for Connor Menez and Michael Fairchild. And I didn't pick up on that, and Hamelink, who's my next-door neighbor, always telling me that he did that, and I just didn't believe him until I saw it for the first time the other day as he came out to catch Connor Menez in the 2nd inning of the game versus the Glacier Pilots, and I just saw him looking up and pointing at the press box, at which point I confirmed that he can catch a little bit on the side too.
Yep.
So Lucas Hamelink, a man of many talents, and his 3rd talent, and Garrett, don't tell anyone about this because he's going to surprise the players at the Alaska Club, but Lucas Hamelink can dunk really, really, really well.
Oh, there's quite a few guys that can do that. Of course, Teddy Christie showing off his style.
Yeah, Teddy can dunk. Caleb can dunk. And Lucas can dunk. Lucas played some power forward back in high school before coming off to Hillsdale College and hanging up the basketball shoes.
Well, of course, can't forget Caleb Potter won a state championship in basketball at Menor High School.
Alongside his
Ohio,
brother, who's now committed to the Ohio State University as a basketball player. So congratulations to him, Micah Potter. He's going to do his senior year at Montverde, Florida, a boarding school down there that's produced many a college basketball player, many an NBA player, including Justin Bibbs from Virginia Tech, who just won actually a gold medal with the U19 team for USA. So there you go, folks. We go from Lucas Hamelink to dunk to congratulations to the U19 USA men's basketball team on their gold medal in the FIBA World Tournament. But the bottom of the 4th we go, and Lucas Hamelink started things off against Alex Seifert. The first pitch to Seifert, grounded to the shortstop, Hunter Hanks. Hanks picks it up. The throw to Staudinger at first in time for the 1st out of the inning. So it took 1 pitch there.
Now batting for the Oilers, number 17, Bennett Oliver.
And now Bennett Oliver to the plate. Oliver struck out his first pitch from Hamelick. In there for a called strike one.
Really nailing the inside part of the plate today. That's a good sign. You know, as a starter, you cannot be weary of going inside the hitters, despite what they can do there, but keep them honest.
The 0-1 pitch from Hamelick goes back inside, but just misses. The count 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Chinooks lead by a score of 1-0.
First lead of the series.
The pitch. And that got him the second hit batter by Lucas Hamelick today.
Of course, that's the downside of coming inside, but you know what? At least you're not keeping guys comfortable at the plate.
And that was an issue that I think the Chinooks had in their last stretch against the... They were giving all the outside stuff to guys like Vizcaíno and Caruso. And with players of that caliber, if you're just going to keep them outside all day, they're going to tee off like it's a game of golf. So now the batter is Ted Boeke. The first pitch, and he hit him, and that was on the head. And now the umpire gonna give a new ball to Lucas Hamelick, and is gonna have a little bit of a chat with Lucas Hamelick after 2 consecutive hit batters, 3 on the day.
I'll say it again. If he's accomplished anything there, he's pointed out that, you know, he not going to let guys be comfortable in there. So, but Chris Beck going to come out, just make sure everything's all right with his pitcher. He's worked 3 pretty good innings so far, and a little bit of a jam here to start the 4th.
They have 1 down, runners at first and second. The Chinooks lead 1-0. Lucas Hamelick on the day, 3 1/3 innings pitched, out no earned runs, 3 strikeouts. So Lucas Hamelick on the day having a pretty good outing. But like you said, Gary got himself with a little bit of a jam with those 2 hit by pitches there. So let's see if he can wiggle his way out of this one. And the batter that he's going to have to face is Brian Rum from Cal Baptist. First pitch from Hamelick. And that's upstairs and away, ball 1.
Yeah, not quite getting the finish on his pitches that he's hoping for. Trying to get more over the top and snap off each pitch crisply.
The 1-0 pitch, and that's popped up in foul ground. Patrick Crum territory. He's going to try to grab it, but it goes literally about 1 foot beyond the reach of Patrick Cromwell over the fence. So all that's going to count for is a strike. So the count evens up 1 ball, 1 strike. With 1 out, runners in front. The Chinooks lead 1-0. Hamelick looks to the catcher box. Well, the pitch. And that's fastball in there for a called strike. So the count 1 ball, 2 strikes here. One out, runners at first and second after a pair of hit by pitches from Lucas Hamelick. And Hamelick sets, delivers the 1-2, and that's popped up infield. Hunter Hanks, the shortstop, under it, makes the grab for the second out of the inning.
Infield fly rule in effect on that one, so
runners advance at their own risk.
Number 15, Brent Diaz. And the next bingo number is N40.
So Brent Diaz to the plate, the catcher out of Louisiana Tech. Diaz yesterday went 0 for 1 in a pinch hitting appearance. And today, his first time up, flew out the first pitch to Diaz. And Diaz lines that one up the hole, a base hit. Potter getting it in right field, coming around third to score. There's going to be a play at the plate, but the catch is not made at home by Tyler Boxwell. So a base hit from Brent Diaz evens up this game at 1 run apiece.
Throw looked to be on line, just short hop the catcher Boxwell and got away.
And folks, the next bingo number is B10.
And now, stop the bleeding here. And he'll have to do so against a guy that's been doing pretty well so far this series in Billy Wilson. The first pitch to Wilson. Misses low, ball 1. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. And that ball is ripped deep into right field, but on the grab is Caleb Potter for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Oilers respond with 1. And after 4 innings of play, we are all tied up at 1 run apiece. Don't go anywhere. This one's getting heated. You are listening to Chinooks Radio. We'll be right back.
Now up to bat for the Chinooks, number 32, Caleb Potter.
And to the top of the 5th we go, and starting things off for the Chinooks here in the top half of the 5th inning will be Caleb Potter, 0 for 1 on the day. The first pitch to Caleb, low and away in the dirt. The count 1-0. Potter grounds that one to the third baseman. Throw to first will be in time. Scooped out of the dirt there by Oliver for the first out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Hunter Hanks.
Folks, we have a bingo winner, but keep playing on the same card. And now up to bat for the Chinooks, number 12, Hunter Hanks.
Hunter Hanks yesterday, 1 for 2, drew a walk. And a big play from Hanks as he takes that one upstairs, ball 1. Was the controversial getting called out at home. That run would have been the difference in the game. And Hanks fouls that one back, evens the count up at 1 ball, 1 strike. And strike, 1 out, nobody on for the Chinooks in the top of the 5th, and we are all tied up at 1 run apiece here at Coral Seymour Memorial Ballpark in Kenai. And that pitch hits the corner, a fastball, moves the count to 1 ball. Hanks, the Lipscomb Bison, awaits the 1-2 pitch and fouls it back. So staying alive in this at-bat is Hunter Hanks. Matt Allen looks to the catcher, Diaz. The pitch, Swing and a miss. The second strikeout of the day for Matt Allen. He gets Hunter Hanks swinging for the second out of the top of the fifth inning.
Number 6, Will Bass.
And that brings Will Bass to the plate. Will Bass yesterday, 1 for 3. Comes into the game batting 176, but he has been starting to heat up here. Probably got his average up like 60 points in 2 days, something crazy like that.
Yeah, you get a big throw, electric.
So Will Bass fouls that one back. The count 0-1, the pitch, and that's going to be on the outside, ball 1. So the count evens up, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody on here. A tie ball game at Coral Seymour. The pitch, breaking ball upstairs. The count moves 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1 pitch. And Will Bass rips that one into the gap in right center field. Diving is the right fielder, but he cannot make the grab. Will Bass rounding first to second base. A stand-up double by Will Bass, and the Chinooks have a man aboard here in the top of the 5th inning.
Number 7, Cameron Baronek.
And now Cam Baronik's time to shine. With the speedy Will Bass at second base, the tie ball game here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. But like I touched on, Garrett, Will Bass really starting to heat up.
Yeah, it really is. Has an extra base hit, his second one of the month already.
First pitch to Baronik, fouled hard down the first base line. Will Bass takes his lead at second base. The 0-1 pitch, up and away, ball 1. Look out, 1 ball, 1 strike here. The 1-1 pitch, and a breaking ball upstairs again, so the count goes 2-1. And the man out of Santa Ana College, starting his career at UC Irvine, trying to come up big for the Fish here in the top of the 5th inning of play. The 2-1 pitch, and that's upstairs again, ball 3. So now Cam Baronik in a big-time hitter's count. And time is called as the catcher Diaz is going to go out and have a chat with Matt Allen. No signs from Taylor White at first base. And no real movement in the bullpen for either squad. So 3-1, 2 down here. Runner on second, the pitch, and that's going to be upstairs, ball 4. Cam Baronik draws the walk there. And now a big spot for Patrick Cromwell.
Now, bat number 8, Patrick Cromwell.
And Cromwell had the game-winning RBI, a sac fly, in Friday's contest against the Anchorage Glacier Pilots, but coming out to the mound, for the Oilers, the coach worked with Allen. We'll see if he takes the ball. And now, stuff starting to happen in the Oilers bullpen. Been some guys throwing. So they're going to let him continue, but that might have been to buy some time for the warming up pitchers. But now 2 outs, runners at first and second base. Patrick Cromwell, the batter. In a tie ball game here at Coral Seymour Memorial Ballpark in Kenai, Alaska. Cromwell 0 for 2 on the day, went 1 for 4 yesterday. The first pitch to Cromwell. And that's fouled hard down the line. And actually, that drops fair. The ball drops fair. It hooks at the last second. Coming around to score is Will Bass. The play at home for Cam Baronic. Not in time. A triple for the California kid, Patrick Cromwell. And that ball looked foul all the way off the bat, but literally dropped right in the corner by the foul pole. A stand-up triple for Patrick Cromwell. And the flow is out for the California kid. Puts the Chinooks on top in this game, 3-1. Another 2-out rally from the Fish here this afternoon. So 3-1 the score now, and Holt Davis to the plate. The first pitch to Davis, a curveball in there for a called strike. But the bottom of the order / top of the order for the Chinooks and Cromwell and Bass. Really starting to get hot. A double from Bass. Cam Baronic walks, and then a triple from Patrick Cromwell gives the Chinooks a 3-1 lead here in this ball game. 1-1 the count. Inside fastball moves the count to 2-1 on Holt Davis. Davis on the day, 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Trying to extend this lead for the Chinooks, and a base hit will do just that. And Davis fouls that one back over the screen, right over the press box for me and Garrett all right now. So the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Holt Davis. The pitch from Matt Allen. And Holt Davis puts that one in the gap, and that's going to be another one as Patrick Cromwell's coming in to score. Now 4-1 Chinooks. Holt Davis tacks on one more with a single into the gap into left field.
Now, number 21.
And it looks like it might be time for that pitching change for the Peninsula Oilers. A 3-run inning from the Chinooks, and it's not over yet, folks. But a call to the bullpen, and we're going to step off for just a second. The score, the 1 Chinooks with 2 outs here. A man on first. Don't go anywhere. It ain't over yet. You are listening to Chinooks Radio. And a new pitcher for the Peninsula Oilers, Brandon Van Stone. The score is 4-1 in favor of the Chinooks. A runner on first and 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. And Van Stone's first move is a pickoff attempt at first base, and Tim Davis enthusiastically says it was safe. But Van Stone, 3 appearances on the season, 3.1 innings pitched, allowed 6 hits, and 1 earned run. That puts him at a 2.70 ERA on the year. So this is his 4th appearance, all of them in relief. And he has struck out 5. Van Stone out of Hawaii Pacific University, and he puts that one outside. So they count 2-0 here. The pitch to Caden Owens. And that's going to be on the outside again. The pitch, and the runner goes. Holt Davis slides into first. The throw was in time. They got him stealing. So that's 3 outs there. But the Chinooks, with quite the productive inning, the double from Will Bass, Cam Baranek walks, a triple from Patrick Cromwell to put it on 2, and then Holt Davis adds 1 more with the single into left field, and now the game by a score of 4-1. And Garrett, this was the production that the Chinooks were looking for here in this game. You can't, they gave Lucas Hamelink the link that he needed, and now Hamelink can continue pitching like he has been.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a nice 3-run cushion now, and really 4 runs with 2 outs. I think that's the big story here so far today. Will Bass gets the double. Baranek extends the inning with a walk, and then Cromwell with the big knock, a 2-run triple, and Holt Davis kept it going as well. But now Hamelink has an opportunity to go out there and
finally pick himself up a win.
Yeah, and if he finishes the inning, he'll be in line to win it. But he's still got to zero in and not only pitch with the lead, but leave the inning with it intact. And the one thing he was unable to do in the 4th.
Indeed, Garrett. So Lucas Hamelink back into things here, and also kind of brings up questions of who the Chinooks will use when Lucas Hamelink can't go anymore. I know Teddy Christie hasn't pitched in a couple of days.
Jim Galuski.
So starting things off here for the Peninsula Oilers in the bottom of the 5th inning is going to be Jim Galuski.
Of course, remember, Christie and Hamelink teamed up for a 1-hitter against the Glacier Pilots.
Highly true.
Earlier on in the year.
So Jimmy Gillespie up, the roommate of Caleb Potter. Gillespie on the day, 0 for 1. He flew out his first time up. And Gillespie lays down the bunt to throw to Patrick Cromwell, the first in time to make the out. But Jimmy Gillespie lays down a very good bunt there, and an impressive defensive play by Cromwell to get him so quickly.
Barehand grab and throw on the run, pretty tough to do. But a very talented bunt, but Cromwell ups the ante with even better defense.
So now the batter is James Folks out of USC upstate. First pitch from Lucas Hamelink, a curveball in there for a called strike. Folks, his first time up, went down looking. Hamelink's 3rd strikeout of the day there. The 0-1 pitch from Lucas. Big swing and a miss. So Hamelink ahead in the count, 0-2 here. And Folks yesterday went 2 for 4, comes into the game batting .304 on the season. So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The Chinooks lead 4-1. The pitch from Hamelink, and that's popped up, foul ground, and that's going to go out of play as Cromwell watches it sail into the stands. Hamelink sets, delivers, and that's lined to the second baseman, Will Bass, but it gets right by him, a base hit for James Folks, and the Oilers have a man on here in the bottom of the 5th, and that's going to bring them back to the top of their order. And Jordan Washam Washam on the day 0 for 1. He grounded back to Lucas Hamelink his last time up, and of course started the game up getting hit by a pitch where he was eventually caught stealing. So now a man on first, 1 out here. 4-1 Chinooks in the bottom of the 5th. Hamelink sets, delivers, and that one's popped up into foul ground. Cromwell chasing it, and he is going to watch that sail out of play. So that foul ball, and after that impressive there from Cromwell, all that results in is a strike, and the count 0-1 on Jordan Washam. Washam on the season, a .327 hitter. Hamelink, the pitch, and that's popped up. Infield, shortstop Hunter Hanks is under it, makes the grab for out number 2. So with 2 down and a man on, the batter is going to be Alex Seifert. Seifert out of Jacksonville comes into the game batting .273.
Bingo number is B9.
And Seifert 0 for 2 on the day, grounded out to short and a strikeout. Hamelink, the first pitch. And the runner's going to go. The throw from Boxwell to second. In time, and Boxwell got him again. The 3rd out of the inning on the caught stealing attempt there from James Folks. And after 5 innings of play, the Chinooks lead by a score of 4-1. An impressive 5th inning of play by the Fish. We're going to step off for just a second. The 6th inning, right when we come back. You are listening to Chinooks Radio. Top of the 6th inning we go here from Coral Seymour Park in Kenai, Alaska. The Chinooks lead by a score of 4-1 in this one. After a couple of 2-out rallies by the Fish, and starting things off for them in the top of the 6th inning of play is going to be Caden Owens. First pitch to Owens. In there for a called strike. Owens singled his last time up, came around to score on the double from Michael Staudinger. Back in the 4th, the 0-1. In there for a called strike 2. And Caden Owens adding to his impressive run total, as well as Cam Baranek adding to his impressive run total, actually. Pitch there, out taken on the outside. So the count 1-2 on Caden Owens. The pitch, and that's on the outside again. Ball 2. The count evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Nobody out. Top of the 6th inning. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Caden Owens goes down swinging for the first out of the top of the 6th. And now the batter is going to be Michael Staudinger. Staudinger, his last time up, but RBI double with 2 to put the first run on the board for the Fish today. And Staudinger calls time before the first pitch. So Staudinger steps back into the box. The pitch. And that's going to be taken on the outside, ball 1. Staudinger, the first baseman out of Azusa Pacific University, the alumni of Kirk Neuenhuis, former AIA Alaska baseball player who currently plays in the New York Mets. The count 2-0 on Stauds. And he takes that one low and away, ball 3. So Stauds ahead in this count 3-0. And indications would say he'll probably be taking all the way here. And that's on the inside, ball 4. And the Chinooks have a man aboard here in the top of the 6th inning.
That's only the second walk all year for Michael Staudinger.
Wow.
And it's July 5th.
So now the batter is going to be the master of disguise, Tyler Boxwell. And the first pitch to Boxwell on the inside, a called strike. Boxwell 0 for 2 on the day. And Staudinger checked back up at first, but not in time from Van Stone. The pitch, and Boxwell grounds that one to the second baseman, Washam. He's going to go to first. So Staudinger advances on that one as Tyler Boxwell put out on the 4-3. 2 down here in the top of the 6th. And the batter's going to be Caleb Potter. Potter with a pair of groundouts so far in this game. Trying to get a hit for the 3rd game in a row for him. And Van Stone looks back to Stauds at second. Delivers. And that one's taken low. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, 4-1 in favor of the Chinooks here in the top of the 6th inning. Potter steps in. Van Stone looks back to Staudinger at second. The pitch. And on the inside, they call that one a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count. Caleb Potter in the box, the pitch. And that curveball breaks in the dirt. So the count moves to 2-1. The Chinooks trying to extend their lead here. See if they can get one more 2-out rally. And Caleb Potter, the man tasked to do so. The 2-1. Right down the pipe, taken for a called strike. Evens the count at 2-2. And Potter put a couple over the left field wall in batting practice, trying to do that today. The pitch, and Potter grounds that one down the third baseline, foul. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Van Stone sets the 2-2, and Potter tips that one late, staying alive in this at bat. One of those anything close, you're just going to hold your bat out and hope it goes foul. So you can get the pitch you like. Good plate discipline there by Caleb Potter. The 2-2 again. And Potter lifts that one into left field, but not very deep. Under it to make the grab is the left fielder for the third out of the inning. So the Chinooks do not tack on any more runs in the top of the sixth, but still lead this game by a score of 4-1. And we're going to talk to you about the out-of-town scoreboard today. Of course, we are the only game underway as we speak, but some more Alaska Baseball League action to come today. And at 4 o'clock at Mulcahy Field in downtown Anchorage, Alaska, the big city of Anchorage, the Gold Panners are going to go to Mulcahy to take on the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. And then at the same time, but down in the valley in Matsu at Herman Brothers Field, the Bucks are going to take on the Miners. So a day of interleague play with all the games being American and National League cross-division rivalry games, and should be an interesting one. Of course, the Matsu Miners handling the Alaska Gold Panners yesterday by a score of 9-1. But actually, the one run surrendered in that game was the first run that Miners pitcher Eli Morgan has surrendered all season. So who would have thought that the first people to tack a run on Eli Morgan's stat line would be the Alaska Gold Panners? But the Chinooks with the 4-1 lead here, trying to stay above 500. They come into this game at 10-10. And with a 4-1 lead and Lucas Hamlin coming out for his sixth inning of work, trying to stay in position to do so. But Alex Seifert to the plate out of Jacksonville. The Jacksonville Dolphins, of course, the hometown of Hunter Hanks. And the first pitch from Lucas Hamlin taken on the inside for a ball. 4-1 Chinooks, with some two-out magic in this one. The 1-0. And that is blooped right to the first baseman, Michael Staudinger, who makes the grab. The first out of the inning. So 1 up, 1 down. And now the batter is going to be Bennett Oliver.
Up to bat, number 17, Bennett Oliver.
Oliver struck out his first time up, was the second strikeout victim of Lucas Hamlin, and then got hit by a pitch, ended up coming around to score the one run of the game for the Peninsula Oilers. First pitch to Oliver, ripped to the second baseman, Will Bass, makes the grab on the fly for the second out of the inning. So a quick two batters for Lucas Hamlin. And now Ted Boakey to the plate. Ted Boakey,
Now the bat, number 22,
tied with Andrew Mogg and Stephen Trosclair for the Alaska Baseball League's home run
and next bingo
lead.
number is 070.
Boakey, 0 for 1 on the day, flew out his first time up. First pitch to Ted Boakey in there for a called strike. And, of course, as Garrett touched upon, he plays his baseball at Loyola Marymount with that big left field wall, the Green Monster replica. Of course, it's blue there. The 0-1. And that's grounded to the third baseman, Patrick Cromwell. Cromwell's throw to Michael Staudinger at first on the mark in time. A 1-2-3 sixth inning for Lucas Hamlin. And after 6 innings of play, the Chinooks lead this game 4-1 over the Peninsula Oilers. 3 more innings to go, and it's getting heated here at Coral Seymour. We'll be right back. You are listening to Chinooks Radio.
Hunter Hanks in the box to lead off the 7th inning for the Chinooks, as the Fish holding on to a 4-1 lead here at Coral Seymour Park at Kenai. First offering to Hunter Hanks is in the zone for strike one from Brandon Van Stone. Pitching in relief, and that's outside and away. Gets away from Brent Diaz, but nobody aboard, can't do any damage. And Hunter Hanks 0 for 2, fly out, a strikeout. Van Stone fires home, and that hits the inside corner with a slider, makes it 1-2. So Van Stone working in his 2nd inning, and he strikes out Hunter Hanks to lead off the top of the 7th. Brings up Will Bass. Bass with a 2-out double. Kept the rally alive. Actually started it, the whole thing, in the 5th inning when the Chinooks would double. They would then get a walk from Cameron Baronic before Patrick Cromwell tripled them both home to give them a 3-1 lead. So that was the big knock in this one. Bass takes first pitch from Van Stone in the zone for strike one. Brandon Van Stone pitching at a Hawaii Pacific University. That is another D2 in the Pac West. And Bass fouls that one off at the plate, staying alive 0-2. Waipahu, Hawaii. That is where Hawaii Pacific is located. But Van Stone is actually from Henderson, Nevada. Here's the 0-2 to Will Bass, fouled straight back, staying alive at 0-2 yet again. That's the same hometown as the Chinooks center fielder last year, Stephen Pollux, who goes to Westmont. Here's the 0-2. Will Bass watches that one all the way outside 1-2. Henderson right outside of Las Vegas. In the same watershed. Here's the 1-2 to Will Bass. Van Stone hits the inside part of the plate. Called strike 3. Will Bass doesn't agree. So 2 strikeouts to begin the at-bat, or begin the inning for Van Stone in the 7th. Brings up number 9 hitter Cameron Baronic. Baronic in the 9-hole today.
Number 7, Cameron Baronic.
Walking in the 5th inning to score one of the 3 runs that would come home. Baronic now leading, or still leading the Chinooks. 11 runs scored in just 11 games played. First pitch from Van Stone hits the inside part of the plate for ball, or for strike 1. But Baronic hasn't played since June 23rd. A swing and a miss from Baronic. He goes down 0-2. Actually make that the 24th. He got the start, got aboard in the bottom of the 1st inning, and then was hobbled off the field on one of the more strange plays you'll ever see. Downstairs 1-2, and he injured that PCL on the right knee, trying to go back to second base. It was just a strange play. He yanks that one towards first base. There is Ben Oliver. He takes care of it himself and goes to first base to retire the side. So the Chinooks go down 1-2-3 in the top of the 7th. Brings us to stretch time here at Coral Seymour Memorial Park. And the Chinooks looking to go back above 500. They have not won back-to-back ball games since the end of that 8-game winning streak on June 22nd and the 23rd.
He's in the stands now, looking for some help. Well, let's all rise.
As those were wins against the Glacier Pirates and the Anchorage Bucks. A 13-inning affair to get to number 7, and number 8 was a 2-1 win. So here, as we'll stretch at Coral Seymour Park, Lucas Hamelink will head back out on the mound to work the 7th inning against the Peninsula Oilers. Quick look at some of the numbers so far today. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Chinooks. The Oilers 1 run on 3 base hits. Hits from Diaz, Wilson, and Folks. Today the RBI goes to Diaz as Bennett Oliver, who was hit by a pitch in the 4th inning, the only run to come around to score. Scored on an RBI single by Brent Diaz. And then the Chinooks on their side, they're being led by Patrick Cromwell yet again. a two-run triple and a run scored back in the 5th. And then Will Bass with an extra base hit. Michael Staudinger with another double. And a Caden Owens with a single as well. And give Holt Davis the other RBI on a single back in inning number 4. Actually, that was the 5th inning that Holt Davis's RBI came home. So, bottom of inning number 7. Lucas Hamelink to face Brian Room. First pitch, swinging. He bounces it towards Will Bass at second base. He takes care of that one. And Brian Room is the first out of the bottom of inning number 7. That brings up Brent Diaz, the only RBI of the day for the Peninsula Oilers. Billy Wilson, the left fielder, will hit after him.
Diaz.
As
The next bingo number, folks, repeat N33.
a 4-1 game, bottom of the 7th. Lucas Hamelink winds it up. First offering misses outside to Brent Diaz. 1 for 2, 1 for 3 in the series. From Louisiana Tech. 1-0 from Hamelink. A little bit low and away again. Makes it 2-0. Lucas Hamelink having a stellar summer last year with the Xenia Scouts, coming up in Alaska doing the same thing. Diaz yanks that one foul to the left side. A bounce towards the Chinooks bullpen in the left field corner. And Lucas Hamelink, after going an 3 1/3 against the Miners on Monday, giving up 5 earned runs, 6 runs in all, taking the loss. And that's hit the other way to right, and will hook just foul. Makes it 2-2 on Diaz. By far the worst start of the year for Hamelink last time out, and he has come back with a vengeance against the Oilers today. And he really hasn't had too many pitches to labor through. He's still in the 60s in terms of pitching. The 2-2 outside, 3-2 goes the count. Hasn't had a lot of 3-2 counts either. His problem has been the only lack of control he's really had is plunking guys on the first pitch. 3-2, down and away, ball 4. So he walks his first batter of the day in Brent Diaz. Other numbers from Hamelink, 3 strikeouts, just 3 base hits, the 1 earned run.
Number 24, Billy Wilson.
And now Billy Wilson, who has been really the big bat for the Oilers in this series.
Number is G49.
Came in hitting just 200 yesterday. Got a couple of hits. Collected one in the 3rd inning as well. First hit of the game. Pitch misses high from Hamelink, ball 1. Just 1 of 3 hits from the Oilers today for Billy Wilson. Also stole a couple bases once he got on. He was left at 3rd base. It's going to magnify to be a big situation for the Oilers. 1-0 from Hamelink. Wilson takes that upstairs above the letters, 2-0. Lucas Hamelink has come out and set the tone for the Chinooks all day, and he's gotten the help from the offense as well. Here's the 2-0, outside and high, 3-0. Light pitching in the bullpen for the Chinooks as a right-hander starts throwing. And just by body type, I believe I see C.J. Lewington out there. So 3-0. Hamelink to Billy Wilson. Here's the pitch, and that's high and outside, ball 4. So Hamelink, who hadn't walked a hitter all game long, walks back-to-back guys with 1 out here in the bottom of inning number 7. That brings up Jimmy Galuski.
Jim Galuski.
Galuski 0 for 2 against Hamelink today.
And the next bingo number
Jimmy Galuski
is
is 2 for his last 24, so he's in a little bit of a slump himself.
And Jordan Vieira going to make a slow stroll to the mound, and this could be it. giving Lewington a little bit more time to get ready. In all indications, it looks like Jordan Vieira is going to take the baseball. He's going to get up there, have a couple words with Hamlink. The rest of the infield comes in as well. Home plate umpire James Ainsworth going to trot out there and break this up. Make him make a decision. Looks like Lewington's ready. There's the signal. So the Chinooks will make a pitching change, and we'll take a quick rest. And we'll be back here for the rest of the seventh inning. Chinooks in a 4-1 lead. 1 out in the seventh. We'll be right back on Chinooks Radio. C.J. Lewington on the pitch for the Chinooks with a pair of runners on for the Oilers in the bottom of inning number 7. Both runners responsible by Lucas Hamelink. First offering from Lewington is going to be on the outside edge for a strike to Jimmy Galuski. Lewington, now in his 6th appearance, he's worked 9 innings, an ERA of 2. He has walked 10 and struck out 5. Not the walk to strikeout ratio he would really like, but he's gotten out of some jams in the past. Up and in, and that's going to be a foul ball.
Very, very close to a hit by pitch there. But the umpire says foul ball.
So CJ, 0-2 quickly. CJ from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Attending Southeast Illinois this past year and being courted by quite a number of Division I and Division II schools to play in the fall. He'll be a junior next year. The 0-2 pitch, Lewington bounces a changeup in there. Goes to 1-2. Fastball, slider, curveball change from Lewington. So he'll leave Southeastern Illinois where his brother Bo, teammate. CJ working first base side of the rubber out of the stretch. That swung on line to left, a looping line drive in front of Cameron Baronic, holding at third. Will be Brent Diaz, so the bases are now.
And Brent Diaz had no business turning the corner there.
Yep, Baronic was ready to throw. He was right on top of it. So Cromwell gives him back the baseball. Quick chat with Lewington. And James Foltz to the plate for the Oilers in a big spot. He leads the team in RBIs, and he has 3 bases full of teammates out there. Tying a run aboard. Go-ahead run at the plate for the Oilers. Lewington looking into Boxwell for the sign. He's got it. He sets high at the head. Fires home first pitch, and that's on the outside part of the plate for strike one from Lewington.
Bingo number is G56.
4-1, Chinooks on top of this one. We're in the bottom of the seventh. The 0-1 fouled off right side and out of play.
Dan Aronson.
CJ, of course, the native of the great country of Canada. Feel the need to mention that at least every broadcast. Sometimes when he's not playing.
0-2 ahead of Folks. He swings on the ground to second. Will Bass has it to second one. Bare hand relay by Hanks is not in time, so a runner will come home in Brent Diaz. But the second out of the inning is made on the fielder's choice.
A very, very close play at first.
So that run will be charged to Lucas Hamelink, the second earned run of the game, allowed by him. And CJ Lewington retires his first hitter of the game. It brings up the top of the order in Jordan Washam, 0 for 2. He was hit by the pitch to lead off the bottom of the second. First offering, Lewington, outside edge, just off the black, ball one. Lewington.
And it looks like warming up in the Chinooks bullpen is Stoney, Travis Stone.
Upstairs, ball two. Now to Washam. There is work in the Oilers bullpen as well. Lewington's 2-0 home. Bounce towards the first base side and out of play. Goes 2-1. Lewington tried to dance out of trouble here. Came in with a runner at first and second, allowed a single to Galuski. Galuski, that is. Here's the 2-1 high and outside, 3-1. And then Galuski was retired on the fielder's choice by Folks, who now stands at first. 2 outs. Tying run at first base. The Chinooks up 4-2 over the Oilers. Both runs are charged to Hamelink. The 3-1 outside, ball 4. Bases are loaded again against Lewington. As Folks will head to first.
Trouble brewing here.
Now up the bat for the Oilers, number 26.
And CJ Lewington trying to preserve the winning decision for Lucas Hamelink. Tying run now in scoring position. James Folks away from second. Wilson at third. First base is Washam with the walk. Alex Seifert. Lewington's first offering. Swung on the ground to short. Handler Hanks takes it. The throw to first in time, and Lewington shuts the door on the Miners, on the Oilers rally. Play the Miners too much.
Yeah, we really do play the Miners too much.
So a 6-3 ground out, and Lewington gets the Chinooks out of the inning. We go to the 8th. Oilers trailing the Fish 4-2. 7 in the books. We'll be right back on Chinooks Radio. Patrick Cromwell comes to the plate to lead off the 8th inning, as he did the first. Cromwell, 1 for 3, but a big 1 for 3. A triple in the 5th to plate 2 runs, takes first pitch away from Brandon Van Stone. Ball 1. We're in a 4-2 ball game. The Chinooks on top of the Oilers. Here at Coral Seymour Park, the Chinooks putting to test their perfect 3-0 record on Sunday. There's the first strike to Cromwell, makes it a 1-1 count. The Chinooks got their first win of the year, 2-1 against the Glacier Pilots on the 14th. Beat out the Glacier Pilots. Cromwell dumps that one in the shallow left field. Another base hit for Cromwell. He is now 2 for 4.
And the California kid's getting hot here, Garrett.
He's 3 for 8 in the series.
Talk about a turnaround. Over the past 3 games, he's gotten himself 5 hits.
Not too bad at all. Holt Davis, 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts on RBI single back in the 5th inning to cap off a 3-run 5th. The Chinooks, of course, going back to Sunday play as Davis takes that one outside, ball 1, throw down behind Cromwell. He's safe at first. A 2-1 victory on the 14th, a 6-1 win on the 21st against the Bucks. And last Sunday, Connor Menez tossed a gem to shut out the Matsu Miners 2-0 at Loretta French Park. And here the Fish playing their final road game on Sunday this year, leading 4-2. The Chinooks 6-1 outside of their conference as well. First offering, and make that the 1-0. Now that's 2-0 to Holt Davis to begin the at-bat. Davis, of course, keeping track with as the designated hitter today. He's been keeping track of the World Cup Women's Final today. U.S. up 4-0. The 2-0, just a bit low. Didn't miss by much. Van Stone, that's a put-out ground out right there. That could have been a double.
I didn't know there was a minor league club in Bowling Green. Is that Bowling Green, Kentucky, or Bowling Green?
Bowling Green, Kentucky. The
okay.
Bowling Green Hot Rods. Bowling Green, Ohio, is way too small to sustain one of those. Outside, ball 4 to Holt Davis. So runners at first and second to lead off the 8th for the Chinooks. Toledo Mud Hens, of course, right up the road.
That's probably one of the best minor league franchises, the Toledo Mud Hens.
One of the nicer stadiums as well, with Fifth Third Field in downtown Toledo.
That's AAA or
It is AAA for the Tigers, actually.
So your brother must be into that, right? He's a fan of the Tigers.
Very much. Him and my brother and myself, a couple years ago, when the Indians first acquired Trevor Bauer from the Diamondbacks in a 3-way deal with the Reds that ended up sending Shin-Soo Choo to Cincinnati. The first year Bauer was really playing with AAA Columbus, they played a doubleheader. It snowed that day. I cut class, went to the doubleheader. Game move. 1.
I would do the same.
Game 1, the Clippers threw out Daisuke Matsuzaka, and then Game 2 came back with Trevor Bauer, who just carved.
What year was this?
It had been 2 seasons ago. It was probably my sophomore year of college, so that would have been 2013.
Yeah, last year, me and my friends Ellery Romanko and Andrew Filliater went and saw Daisuke carve up the Atlanta Braves at Citi Field when Daisuke was the 5-man in the Mets rotation.
Of course, you don't have to tell Oilers infielder Adam Moreau about the Toledo Mud Hens. He's a Toledo native. Went to Ottawa Hills High School. Hopefully we get to see him in action tomorrow. He was a highly recruited player out of Ottawa Hills. Ended up going to Eckerd College in Florida. But here, the Chinooks with a couple of runners on, and Keaton Owens in a big spot. Owens is 1 for 3, squares the bunt, draws back, and a throw into center field. Diaz tried to throw behind the second catcher Cromwell at second base, and the catcher Galuski and Diaz on different wavelengths as Galuski was behind the throw, already ahead of it actually.
Yeah, he was not in the right position there, Garrett. And unfortunately, Patrick Cromwell sliding into second didn't give himself enough time he wouldn't have been able to get up and retreat to head over to third and time.
1-0 for Van Stone on Owens. He turns back. And here's something for you, Andrew. Adam Moreau, just talking about him, had offers to play at Bradley, Evansville, which is in Indiana, a D2 school, Ohio University, down in Athens, Ohio, and play alongside Andrew Mogg at Virginia Tech. Owens drops down a bunt right back to the mound. Van Stone goes to third for one. He gets him, and there's going to be no relay.
Well, should have gone to Virginia Tech.
So the sacrifice does not pay off.
Made a big mistake there, Adam. I kid. I'm sure he's doing great with his life.
Well, you know what?
Where is he at now?
Blacksburg, Virginia, or St. Petersburg, Florida. Weigh those options, and you can play every day.
Okay.
Play in every game.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Or sit in in Virginia, or play every day
this
in St.
pitcher
Peter.
is Hawaii Pacific.
Yeah, not bad. Of course, that's a big one. So 1 out, runners at first and second, and Staudinger rolls one right up the middle. That's a base hit. Holding at third is Holt Davis, and the bases will be loaded with 1 out. So the failed sacrifice bunt does not hurt the Chinooks.
Number 15, Tyler Boxwell.
So the second hit of the day for Michael Staudinger. Staudinger was 0 for 3 yesterday. Almost had the game-tying home run in the 9th. It was actually the 8th inning. He ended the 8th. So a meeting at the mound for the Oilers. Chinooks with the bases loaded again, looking to blow the doors off of this one. And the Oilers will make another pitching change. We are going to step aside, get our lineups all situated and changed, and we'll be right back as you're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Tyler Boxwell aboard at the plate, hitting with the bases loaded, 1 out. And the Chinooks looking to remove all doubt. The reliever, new pitcher Travis Holden out of Appalachian State. And time is called. Talking off air about schools in Ohio, Toledo, something they have in common with Appalachian State, that's upsetting Michigan in football. It's always a favorite pastime of people that root for schools like I do. Got to go mid-major. And Tyler Boxwell takes that one on the inside corner from Holden as he begins his day.
I don't know. The ACC is pretty cool.
Power 5.
Top 5.
You have your independents like Notre Dame.
That's true.
Semi-independents. Let's
Well, yeah, they
take
play
that.
basketball with us now.
Semi-independent. So 0-1 to count Holden out of Appalachian State. He's from Advance, North Carolina. Pitching for the Oilers in Alaska this summer. Boxwell takes that one inside.
And if you're the master of disguise here, with the bases loaded and this guy coming in, he might, if he can't throw strikes to begin, he might lay something over the plate for you that you can rock. Boxwell, of course, a power threat.
Boxwell digs back in, hitting in a 1-0 for 3 today. Leads the Chinooks in hitting, and time is called by the home plate. We had a lot of long looks today, actually, in this series. Both pitching staffs trying to control the base runners as much as possible. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that swung on, hit a drive to deep left field. If it's fair, it's gone, and it's going to be a foul ball. Actually stayed in the ballpark. The right fielder Room made a diving attempt along the warning track in right field, and they're going to need a second. A pitcher from the bullpen has to come out and throw the ball back in, and he's going to need a minute to get his breath back.
I'm going to need a minute to get my breath back.
Boxwell just seconds behind what could have been a grand slam. Man, I thought he was going to get that one out of here, or at least if it was going to go foul. But stayed in the yard, and it just goes down to strike 2. Bases loaded. Holt Davis at third. Caden Owen standing on second, and Michael Staudinger at first base. Patrick Cromwell and Staudinger are the 2 hits of the inning. Cromwell erased on a fielder's choice. Here's the 1-2 to Boxwell, and he swings and misses at that one. He goes down on strikes. 2 outs. That's pretty much par for the course when you crank one foul like that. You saw it against Staudinger last night. Not too many guys
Number 32, Caleb Potter.
will display foul power and have something positive in the scorebook to talk about. Caleb Potter comes to the plate. Many guys can say that. Well, Evan Longoria is one guy that I remember has done that. I've told the story once before. First offering to Caleb Potter, upstairs ball 1. The Chinooks with the bases loaded, trying to get something out of this inning.
Big at bat for Potter. Here, he needs to display some plate discipline, get ahead in this count, and then get some cheese that he can maybe rock.
Chinooks left the bases loaded yesterday, came back to haunt them as they lost by 1. The pitch in the dirt, blocked by Diaz, squirts up the first base line, but it won't be far enough to get Holt Davis home. So 2-0 to begin the at-bat with Potter, and Potter gets on base at a .325 clip. A walk is as good as a base hit here. It would score a run and give him an RBI. Potter out of West Virginia, big right-handed hitter. Former basketball star at Menor High School. The 2-0 fouled right back at us. He was on it. Goes to 2-1 the count. Travis Holden, the new pitcher on the mound, as Brandon Van Stone goes 2 2/3. Just 2 hits allowed, and those both coming in this inning. Walked 1 and struck out 2. He came in relief of Matt Allen, who has given up all 4 runs charged by the Oilers. 2-1 to Potter. Here's the pitch from Holden. Low and away, ball 3. So Potter in a very good hitter's count with 2 outs. Hunter Hanks would hit next if he can extend the inning. Top of inning number 8, a 4-2 ball game. The visiting Chinooks on top. And Caleb Potter in a 3-1 count. Here's the pitch from Holden. Outside corner, strike 2.
Just got it in there.
So the count will go full. The runners on the base paths can get a head start. And a single could easily score 2.
Yeah, I was going to say single score 2.
Potter digging back in. Holden with the sign from Diaz. He's got it. He comes set. Staring down Holt Davis at third. Now he kicks the payoff pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. The Chinooks load him up, but Boxwell and Potter go down on strikes, and the Oilers escape danger and keeps this one at a 4-2 ball game. And
Wow.
at that, we go to the middle of the 8th, and also we will like to send congratulations along to former Athletes in Action athlete Josh Donaldson for being named the starting third baseman for the American League of the All-Star Game. And he set the all-time single-season voting record, getting well over 14 million for the bringer of rain to start the All-Star Game for the American League. Quite the accomplishment in his first year with the Toronto Blue Jays.
Canada coming up big in the voting. I'm sure CJ voted about 50 times for Josh Donaldson, with the double connection there, being from Canada, being an Athletes in Action baseball player. That's two things that those guys have in common. But on a more serious note, serious congratulations to Josh Donaldson. That is awesome. And he's just been having a spectacular season, spectacular career. And not a bad guy for Chris Beck to have on the resume to say that he coached.
Yeah, and also Brad Bass, the head coach of the Alaska Fire back in 06, and a team that Will Bass was the bat boy for back in 2006. Hard to believe. Almost. Well, now this is the 10th season since.
Now, the bat for the Oilers, number 17, Bennett Oliver.
So think about that. Will Bass is the bat boy for that team, and 10 years later, Will Bass is on the team, and Josh Donaldson's on the AL All-Stars.
C.J. Lewington just misses outside to Bennett Oliver to begin the bottom of inning number 8. The 1-0 just missing again makes it 2-0. So Lewington down the count 2-0 against Bennett Oliver. The 2-0 pitch missing again, 3-0. Lewington already walked one hitter in Washam to load the bases the last inning. But he was able to get the last 2 outs of the inning for Lucas Hamelink, who was relieved. There is a strike, and Oliver wanted to go to first. But the real Calgary Stampede says, no, sir. Get back in there. We got a battle to finish. 3-1 the offering coming from C.J. Lewington. He swings, breaks his bat, and a soft liner will go in the right center, left, just to the left of center, and it's going to go all the way to the wall and in the second base standing. With a leadoff double is Bennett Oliver. What an impressive display of power, breaking the bat and hitting one all the way out to the warning track.
Not every day that you see a broken bat double, Garrett.
Hardly ever. So Jordan Vieira will march out to the hill, and this could be it for CJ. A right-hander is ready in the Chinooks bullpen, and motion is made, and we'll step aside, get the new pitcher for you when we come back. The Chinooks still leading the Oilers 4-2. You are listening to Chinooks Radio. Travis Stone, the new pitcher on the hill for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks, the sophomore to be at Weatherford College after spending a year with the Stephen F. Austin State University Lumberjacks. So he will pitch to Tyler Boxwell, his teammate this past spring, and that's a slider towards the second baseman, Will Bass, for out number 1, and Oliver gets back to second base in time. So 1 gone, and a quick one. Travis Stone coming in an ERA of 104, a whip of .88. Second smallest on the team. Of course, Connor Menez leads that one at .83. But Travis Stone working his 7th ball game, 8 2/3 innings of work. He's only allowed 6 base hits and 1 earned run, striking out 4. Starts the at-bat with Brian Room with a ball. And the submarine-style right-hander will deliver that one. That's cranked in the right center field. That's going to get down for extra bases. And around third will score Bennett Oliver and headed to third base with a triple as Brian Room. The throw is up the line and late. So 1 out in now a 1-run ball game. That run will go to C.J. Lewington.
Now the bat for the Oilers, number 15, Brent Diaz.
And the Chinooks are on the line, clinging to a 1-run lead. And there'll be a quick time. Brian Diaz to the plate now. And Chris Beck going to sprint out to the mound here real quick to settle down Travis Stone. Stone, fastball, changeup, slider. From Carrollton, Texas. As now our other Alaska Baseball League games are getting underway. The Miners and the Anchorage Bucks are in the bottom of the first inning in a scoreless game. The Oilers have tacked on the 3rd run of the game. For them, pull within 1 of the Chinooks here in the bottom of inning number 8. And now the Fish have left the bases loaded in the top half of this inning. That's going to be magnified. Infield halfway in for the Chinooks. The first offering from Travis Stone, outside ball 1. Diaz, a single and a walk. He also scored a run back in the 7th. Single runs from the Oilers now in the 8th innings. Makes it 4-3. Chinooks got 3. And that's just inside the line at third base. All the way down the line it goes. A fair ball. Could be extra bases. And Diaz makes a hard turn at first, but he will hold it first with an RBI single, and we are back to a tie ball game.
Now up to bat for the Oilers from Loyola Marymount University, Billy Wilson.
1 gone for Billy Wilson now. Double play in effect. As the Oilers have clawed back down 4-1 to tie this game at 4. So Travis Stone with one of the most impressive lines in the bullpen has been tacked on here in the 8th inning against the Oilers. First pitch inside to Wilson. He squared the bunt. And the Fish are going to need some offense in the top of the 9th inning, but they need to get out of this one without any further damage. Tied up at 4 in the bottom of the 8th. Stone is ready, the 1-0, and Wilson fouls that ball behind the plate. Evens the count up at 1-1.
Sponsor Charlie Pierce.
Ted Christie now up in the bullpen for the Fish. Big right-hander out of Union. In all likelihood, be the only inning for Travis Stone. Did get the 1 out and a line drive to the second baseman, Will Bass, to lead off his part of this one. Wilson pops it up behind the plate. Out of play goes to 1-2. But then Brian Room came up with the big knock, tripled home a run. And Bennett Oliver, and then was brought home on the single by Diaz, and that's where we stand, 4-4 in the 8th. So Billy Wilson back in there, hitting from the left side. A 1-hit day for him already. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Great changeup from Travis Stone. Has Wilson down swinging. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th, and Now Stone just has to get Jimmy Goluski. 1 for 3 today. A single in the 7th. Goluski trying to get that last big hit for the Oilers to put him over the edge, but Travis Stone trying to keep things where they're at. 4-4 tie. We're in the bottom of the 8th. The Chinooks led 4-1 coming into this inning. And what a slider from Travis Stone in the zone to start the at-bat. Travis Stone working third base side of the rubber out of the stretch. The sidearm. Delivery. Outside corner. Catches with the slider again. 0-2 on Goluski. He'll take a trip out of the batter's box. Refocus. Stone just a strike away from escaping danger. He's ready. Here's the 0-2. And just a bit low. Good place to miss if you're going to miss from Travis Stone. Down at the knees. Now Chris Beck was working with Lucas Hamelink in a bullpen session on Friday night. I told him, hey, if you're going to miss knee and below. Breaking ball coming inside to Goluski that time. Makes it a 2-2 count for Stone. Stone, one of the more solid arms for the Chinooks out of the bullpen. But he has allowed one run. One run is charged to C.J. Lewington. The other two to the starter, Lucas Hamelink. And that's in the air, weakly. Right side, foul ground. There's Michael Stoniger in foul ground, crossing over into fair territory and makes the catch on Goluski to retire the side. But the Oilers, they claw back into this one and have tied the ball game. 4 runs and 7 hits apiece across the scoreboard. We go to the 9th, and we have a thriller yet again here at Coral Seymour Memorial Park in Kenai. We'll be right back for the conclusion of this one. You're listening to Chinooks Radio. Bottom third of the Chinooks order is going to have the task of getting at least 1 run in the top of the 9th inning in a tie 4-4 game here at Coral Seymour Park. Check that. Hunter Hanks, Will Bass, and Cameron Baranek. And they will face new arm on the hill in Paul Luan. From West Texas A&M, worked a scoreless inning last night to get the save. First offering, outside corner, breaking ball hits there against Hunter Hanks. Hanks is 0 for 3, a pair of strikeouts. The 0-1's another swing and a miss, down 0-2. Luan brings a 1.60 ERA from West Texas, led the team in saves, set a saves record. He has 11. And that's outside ball 1. So a 1-2 count. He struck out 35 hitters in 33 in a 2/3 inning. So pretty good line from Lujan. He winds it up the 1-2 to Hunter Hanks. That's swung on, laced into left field. Racing over there, Billy Wilson reaches up and makes a fantastic running catch to lead off the ninth. Brings up Will Bass.
Now up to bat, number 6, Will Bass.
Will Bass got things going in the 5th inning with a 2-out double. Ended up coming around to score the first of 3 runs. The Chinooks have been silent ever since. Has Luan. Will dig in there. Bass did not face Lujan yesterday. First offering, swing and a miss, pitch in the dirt. 4-4, we are deadlocked. The top of inning number 9. Looked like the Fish would be on their way. That's bounced foul behind the plate to another win. But the bullpen, the 4-2 lead that Lucas Hamelink left for him. Here's the 0-2 offering from Luan. And Bass goes down swinging for the second time tonight. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. For Cameron Baranek. Baranek picking up a run after he walked in the 5th inning. Also has a fly out and a ground out. Baranek had the big knock in a 13-inning game against the Anchorage Bucks. A bases clearing triple. Takes the pitch in there from Luan. Strike one. One of those guys that gets better the bigger the pressure is.
We saw that in Anchorage a couple weeks ago.
Here's the 0-1, and the breaking ball hits the inside part of the plate from Luan. Coming out and darting cheddar at the Chinooks here in the top of the 9th. 0-2 pitch to Baranek. Swing and a miss. Goes down swinging. 2 strikeouts from Lujan, and we go to the bottom of the 9th. Still tied at 4 apiece. And it looks like we might have a new pitcher on the hill for the Chinooks, and we'll let them get ready, but we'll step aside, and we'll be right back here for the bottom of inning number 9 in Kenai. You're listening to Chinooks Radio.
James Folks.
And 9, 1, and 2 will be due up for the Oilers here at the bottom of inning number 9. James Folks, Jordan Washam, and Alex Seifert. 1 for 3 today as Folks with a single. Here's the first offering, and he hits that one the other way to right field. Racing over is Caleb Potter near the line, diving, and he doesn't hold on to it. He had leather on it. The double is James Folks to lead off the 9th. What do you do there? That'll bring up top of the order in Jordan Washam.
Community College, Jordan Washam.
8th hit of the day for the Oilers, and they have the winning run in scoring position. And Jordan Vieira at the top step of the dugout, letting James Ainsworth get to home plate, and he's going to make the stroll out there. He's going to go for Ted Christie out of the bullpen.
I would too.
As he will make the motion, we'll step aside quickly and let Christie get warm. Pressure situation in the bottom of the 9th inning. Oilers have the winning run aboard in a tie game as we go. Make a call to the bullpen. We'll be right back on Chinooks Radio. Ted Christie is ready, and he will be faced with the top of the order for the Peninsula Oilers in Jordan Washam. To hit here, nobody out, a runner at second base in James Folks. And Ted Christie he's ready at the belt and a turn at second base the first time before he can get his first pitch off. But Ted Christie, an ERA of 1.46, his sixth appearance, 12 and a third innings of work. He has struck out 13, tied with the team lead. First offering, and Washam tries to bunt, bounced off at the plate, held on by the catcher Boxwell. So clear to see that the Oilers trying to get that winning run over to third. Cromwell at the cut of the grass for the Chinooks. Stoudinger at the cut of the grass at first as well. Outfield, straight up. Caden Owens just a tad towards right, maybe a step or two. On the ground to second base. This will get the runner to third. Bass to second for the out. And that'll be the first out of the bottom of the ninth. Ball gets that winning run to third. Alex Seifert.
Yeah, we're in the top of the order here in that area for the Peninsula Oilers, and the Chinooks going to have to try to grind their way out of this one, but Teddy Christie, the guy I would want on the mound to do it.
Christie is going to need a strikeout or a shallow flyout. Seifert 0 for 4. First offering, drills it. 0-1. Christie, fastball, slider, curveball, changeup. Out of Union University. Had 3 of the 7 Union wins this year as a starter. That pitch, bang, foul towards the Oilers dugout. Everyone gets out of danger, 0-2. Good time for the breaking ball from Christie right here. That winning run still at third base. 4-4 ball game. Bottom of inning number 9. A lot of tension at Coral Seymour Memorial Park tonight, this evening. Good waste pitch from Christie as the 0-2 misses outside 1-2. The Fish had a 4-1 lead at one point, but the Oilers picked up a run in the 7th and 2 in the bottom of the 8th to tie this game at 4. Christie. He's ready. The 1-2 upstairs, 2-2. Seifert struck out in the first, a ground out in the 4th. Flew out in the 6th, and then grounded out again the end of the 7th. Here's the 2-2 from Christie. Swing and a miss! Big strikeout from Ted Christie. And it'll be down to Bennett Oliver. Oliver scored the first run of the game for the Oilers back in the 4th and doubled in the 8th.
Number 17, Bennett Oliver.
Oliver hitting .213 coming into play. He has struck out 11 times, but the left-handed hitter has a chance to be a hero here on a Sunday afternoon in Kenai. First offering, right down Main Street. Strike 1 from Ted Christie. Oliver has just 2 RBIs, but number 3 could be a huge one. Christie trying to keep the door shut for on the Oilers. The 0-1 comes inside and misses low 1-1. Both bullpens silent. Everyone here at Coral Seymour Park is gauged at the batters and the pitcher here. And then eyeing that winning run at third base for the Oilers in the form of James Folks. Here's the 1-1 pitch. In the air behind the plate. 1-2 moves the count.
A big spot here.
Yeah, get a baseball sponsor, Christie Babcock State Farm.
The Chinooks, an 8-4 road record. They're 6-1 in interleague play. 3-0 on Sundays. They are trying to stay alive and go into extra innings where they're 1-0 this year as well. The 1-2 way outside. Almost got away from Boxwell, but a good grab. 2-2 for Christie and the hitter, Alex Seifert. Or excuse me, that's Bennett Oliver. Just reading out a line. It happens. 2-2 the count. Christie, the 2-2. A swing and a foul ball to the third base side and out of play.
And the tension is here at Coral Seymour.
Christie with a long look in the Tyler Boxfeld. He is ready. Sets at the belt. The 2-2. Swung on in the air to center. Racing back, Caden Owens. And it's going to be over his head. The ball game is over. A walk-off single for the Peninsula Oilers, and they take a 5-4 ball game here this afternoon. And there is a mobbing on the infield.
In the ninth, the Peninsula Oilers got 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. And that's your ball game, folks, with the Peninsula Oilers beating the Chugiak River Chinooks 5-4.
Unbelievable. The Oilers will take the series here on just the second day of it, winning 2-1 yesterday in a 5-4 victory this afternoon in walk-off faction.
And, I could come out here and, we could tear apart the bullpen, but a game like this, all it's about is how is your team going to respond to a game like this. There's 2 routes you can go from here. You can either be demoralized and really upset, or you can, keep your head up, look forward to tomorrow where you'll have the opportunity to take one from this team this series. And, it's a tough loss, especially because of the 4-1 lead that they held. But how you respond to this really defines you as a team and the kind of baseball that you're playing. So the Chinooks fall to below 500 for the first time since they were 1-2.
Yep. Last time since June 15th, before they beat the Gold Painters on the 16th to go to 2-2. And to get a look at the final line, the Chinooks 4 runs on 7 base hits, no errors. The Oilers pick up 5 on 9 base hits. Paul Luan gets the win. He goes to 1-1. Travis Stone, as he handed the loss, he's now 1-1. And getting a look at some offensive leaders here as well. For the Oilers, first, it's the hero tonight, Bennett Oliver. He goes 2 for 4, gets a big RBI in the bottom of inning number 9 to walk off with it. And then Brett Diaz goes 2 for 3 with a pair of RBIs. He got the tying run home in the 8th to extend the ball game and really put the Oilers in the position. He has an RBI as well. And then Billy Wilson had an RBI and a single in this one as well. Excuse me, that's a walk. Read the wrong column. Ryan Room, with the triple to bring a run home in the 7th. On the Chinooks side of things, Patrick Cromwell, 2 big hits, 2 RBIs. Holt Davis with an RBI single. Michael Staudinger an RBI and a pair of base hits as well. And then Will Bass picked up a double and scored a run as well. Those are the leaders offensively for the Fish. So Andrew, as we turn away from this one, trying to salvage at least one game out of this series before heading home and playing the Glacier Pilots, the Gold Painters, and the Matsu Miners.
Sir, and, we'll, like I said, in a very important 11-game stretch and dropping the first 2 games of it, probably not the way the Chinooks wanted to start it out, but that's baseball. You're going to have winning streaks. You're going to have losing streaks, and the Chinooks still with some great opportunities this season. I still firmly believe that they're the second best team in the Alaska Baseball League talent-wise, and only second to the Matsu Miners, who it's hard to not call them the best when they win every game.
So the Oilers will advance to 9-7, extending their lead in the American League. And then the Chinooks will fall to 10-11. As we said, the first time at or below or under 500 since June 15th. So from Andrew Alex, I'm Garrett Mansfield. The Chinooks fall on a walk-off base hit by the Oilers here today. The Chinooks 4, the Oilers 5. We'll be right back here tomorrow at Coral Seymour Memorial Park in Kenai, Alaska for the 3rd game of this series at 7 p.m. That's the first pitch tomorrow. So until then, have a great night from the top of the world to wherever you are.